Greetings everyone, and welcome to part 10 of my Sonic Mega Man crossover review. It's a war zone as the heroes fight an army of robot masters, and Dr. Eggman has had enough of Dr. Light's presence, so he tossed him out the Wily Egg. Try as they might, Mega Man and Sonic are not close enough to reach the falling Dr. Light, and they beg for anyone to help. But it looks like it's the end of Dr. Light. Not if a chaos-controlling Shadow has anything to say about it. Safely on solid ground, Dr. Light borrows Proto Man's helmet to tell Mega Man that he is alright, and to head inside the Wily Egg to save all the worlds. And the heroes, plus their sidekicks, head on in thanks to Tails hacking into the teleportation system using his all-purpose handy-dandy handheld, the Miles Electric. Now you've got to give Dr. Light credit here. He gathers broken parts of robots and fashions himself his own Mega Buster and joins in the fight, all while having a nice little conversation with Rouge and Blues here. Now back in Mega Man's world, Roll and Otto open a portal to the Skull Egg Zone so that Duo can finally enter and get stuff done. And Dr. Wily here, he is not happy that Eggman tried to kill Dr. Light. Now while Wily hates Dr. Light, he wants to see him humiliated and defeated, not dead. Base informs the fighting doctors that the heroes are inside the Wily Egg, and with that they call a truce to set up some defenses against them. But as we all know at this point, the bromance is dead. The heroes are bantering that the fortress has elements of the Death Egg from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and your typical Wily Castle. That is until they come across the Mega Man killers, Anchor, Punk, and Ballad. And like the fights in the crossover, there is some struggle between these guys before the heroes emerge victorious. But this time, there is a price. Don't worry folks, Tails is alive, but in no shape to fight. Rush has him flown out of the Wily Egg to get some first aid. And finally, Duo arrives at the battle, and Dr. Light tells him to stop the Mad Doctors. The next obstacle the blue heroes have to face is the Chaos Devil. And they recognize the fusion between a devil and chaos. So, will teamwork triumph this time? No. But here comes Duo to save the day! Plot explanation later, the blue heroes press onward. Duo senses a combination of nobility plus evil, and will try to destroy the evil. It makes sense since Tikal stated that Chaos is a kind and gentle creature, unless it gets very, very angry. Devils get no sympathy. None. Going through the remainder of the Wily Egg with obvious Mega Man traps and enemies, Sonic briefly mentions his experiences with space creatures, specifically the Wisp from Sonic Colors. Everyone outside is still holding their own, and this here, a dream come true for Rouge, Jewel Man's worst nightmare. Oh, and Tails is still fine, by the way. Sonic and Mega Man have reached the boss door, and on the other side is Metal Sonic, Bass, and Trouble waiting to ambush them. Let's get started with the final nail in the bromance coffin, Dr. Light. It shows that while Eggman and Wily are somewhat alike, there can be differences between the two. Wily just wants to see Light fail. Eggman sees Light as a threat that needs to die. And because of it, Wily sees Eggman as a psychopath, and Eggman sees Dr. Wily as weak. Yeah, the bromance is sadly dead. Well, it was fun while it lasted, and we have the memories like Evil Brofist. Now, while it sucks for Tails to get injured and be ferried out by Rush, it serves as a plot point to separate the heroes from their sidekicks for the eventual final showdown. And I have to say, Duo is a powerhouse. Always has been. I mean, look at him in the games, how he owned that one thing. And look at him going through the bowels of the Wily Egg just like that. Oh, and nice cameos from Big the Cat, Mega Man's evil future self Quint, and that one opening boss from the opening stage of Mega Man 7. Thankfully though, he'll be too busy dealing with the water blob to help Sonic and Mega Man. Okay, references. Again, if you're a fan of the games, you can pick things up in the comics, or just look things up on the wikis. Now, I bet people were probably confused about the reference to Launch Base Zone from Sonic 3. I see it as a nod to two things. One, whenever Tails gets hurt or dies in the games, if he is following Sonic, he can come back good as new. and 2, Launch Base was the final level of Sonic 3. Now, if one were to play Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles separately, Tails does not appear in Sonic and Knuckles, well, at least as a featured character. I'm probably pulling stuff out of my rear, but that's all I got. And this reference to Mega Man and Ballad. Ballad did sacrifice himself at the end of Mega Man 4 for the Game Boy just to save Mega Man. And of course, because this Ballad was time cloned before that incident, he does not know it. And a lot of the Wily Egg's defenses are Mega Man-ish. That's because back in part 1, Wily did say that he had a thing for internal designs in defenses, so there's a nice little nod to that. I said before, and I'll say it again, Ben Bates' drawings really do work for this crossover. So I will give this issue a 9 out of 10. And we're reaching the penultimate issue, and it's the heroes versus their evil counterparts. It's almost over. You know, it felt just like yesterday when part 1 was released, and I'll see you in part 11. Bye now.